some more. What's up, party people? This is your boy Quaz coming at you with another PD, a podcast of the Quazemoto show. Welcome, everybody. Happy to feel that you can join us. I feel you, man, for sure. Let's get right into it. A lot of feedback I got on my Facebook and email about the movie that I had recommended, Bajran Bhaijaan. A lot of strong feedback. This is from the Desi community, the Hindi and Muslim community that follow Bollywood religiously. Not just to say Bollywood is strictly restricted to India and Pakistan. People in Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, even the Middle East and parts of South America, definitely in America, Canada, Europe, there's Bollywood fans everywhere, but the majority of them are in India and Pakistan, so I got some response. Now, this movie has political lines of the whole Pakistan versus India, India versus Pakistan theme going on. And as everyone may or may not know, there is a lot of history between the two countries. The countries have been to war in the past. Real quick history lesson: Pakistan used to be a part of India, as did Bangladesh. But that's neither here nor there. But Pakistan seceded as a nation from India when the British Empire dissolved back in the late 1940s. Pakistan then seceded into its own nation, a Muslim nation, which Muslims in India back in the day had always cried out for and wanted, and now they finally got it. Shortly after war broke out, ever since then there's been a lot of animosity between the two nations. Always a lot of conflict. There's the line of control in Kashmir. Like Pakistan owns part of Kashmir, and India owns a part of Kashmir, and there's still like daily battles there, and little skirmishes and flare-ups. But knowing that, even longer before that, there's always been a lot of conflict between Hindus and Muslims. That being said, the movie itself has a deep, as a story about a Hindu man helping out a Muslim girl who got lost in India, and he's helping her find her way back to her parents in Pakistan. Now, a lot of feedback I'm getting, or not even the feedback from the listeners. A lot of listeners did support it, saying, "Yeah, we love the movie and whatnot." But some are like, I really don't get why Salman Khan had to make a movie like that or whatnot. But think about it now like this. Bottom line is we're all humans, and fundamentally we're all brothers and sisters of the same blood. Cultures, religions, countries make us different from our brothers and sisters. But that doesn't mean we have to stop being civil, stop being humane to each other. I've seen movies in the past from India where there was strictly animosity from India towards Pakistan and vice versa. I'm not to say Pakistan is innocent, but this movie was trying to heal wounds, if you want to say that. It wasn't totally, there was, there was a lot of strife, there was like the, little themes like, India hates Pakistan, Pakistan hates India, and so forth. But the story was like, we as humans need to overcome our differences and our past, to have a better future. Future being entailed in that little girl. She was the future. What kind of world are we going to bring her up in where she can't, be safely born, not even safely, be born in a country without hate, and that's why I had recommended the movie so much, because this movie was different from a lot of past Bollywood movies that were anti-Muslim, anti-Pakistan. Oh, there were some that were just blatant, like, we hate Pakistan, we hate Muslims movies, and that kind of got me, a little upset. I'm like, you're just spreading messages of hate. And I can't be cool with anything that spreads hate or is for hate. I just can't get with that. So if you're preaching hate, I'm sorry for you. I don't feel you that way, bro. But thank you for all the emails that did come in about that. Some emails came in on the is Chanel West Coast hot or not debate. Majority was, yeah, she's hot, and I definitely banged that. While the other was like, what the fuck's up with her baby teeth and her, stupid ass laugh and whatnot. Some were just mean and vicious. She's, saying, she's whack, she can't rap, a white girl, she's just trying to feed off of, Rob Dyrdek's celebrity and whatnot, where she doesn't have an ounce of talent. Well, now, like, come on, y'all. I just had a simple question: is she hot or not? We don't need to get personal about it, right? I think she's hot. 90% I would give her a hotness rating. But then the emails also came in like, yo, what do you think about this chick? What do you think about that chick? And you know what? That led me to believe I got to come up with a list. My own, little Quazemoto list of top 10 women that I think are hot. It's going to be an interesting list. I have to work on it. And I think Dee and I, we were making up this list a while ago, and then we got into a conversation of like, if we're making a list of hot women, why not a list of hot guys? Like, a man crush. Like, who would I have a man crush on? Man crush is like, not generally like, I'm hot for the guy, but I appreciate him, I respect him, what he's doing is cool and all that shit. Like someone like, for me, John Elway, the quarterback. I always thought he was the best quarterback in the world. And then Daniel Day-Lewis, was another one. I always thought, that guy's cool. If I can emulate one guy, I like to emulate Daniel Day-Lewis. And even going further back and more, from what the fuck category, Amitabh Bachchan. For those of you that don't know that name, Google it. This motherfucker, he was cool before cool was cool. And he was like the Bollywood star back in the 70s and 80s. If there was a movie and he wasn't in it, it wasn't going to be a hit. If Amitabh Bachchan was in a movie, it was going to be a hit. And I used to watch all his movies back on VCR days, right? And I used to rewind the tape and watch them over and over again. I got his dialogues memorized, and I got a bunch of his songs on my phone that I listened to. I mean, he didn't actually sing them, he lip-synced them, but they were still memorable, So heavily influenced by Amitabh Bachchan. One person that'll be like man crush. I wouldn't say man crush, but in terms of I respect him, and I kind of like, the whole reason I'm doing this podcast thing is because this guy inspired me to do it. He influenced me heavily. Howard Stern, for sure. I had always wanted to talk about Howard Stern and how he had. I had always listened to Stern. I mean, like since like junior high, back in like 86, 87. I was turned on to Howard Stern. I caught his like cable access show in New York one night. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, he had a bunch of handicaps and retards on the show, right? If Stern can say retard, I'm going to say retard. If I catch slack for it, so what? Sue me, motherfuckers. And I was like, but then I listened. I'm like, this nigga here's funny. I like this shit. And I listened to it ever since then. And he was on the local channels here in DC. Listened to him. I read his book, watched his movies, and all that. I missed Stern when he went to extraterrestrial radio, when he went to Sirius XM and whatnot. I got the subscription for a little bit, but I'm a squeaker. I was like, I can't keep paying for this shit. I'm not going to listen to it on a regular. But like just last year, I had got a free preview. I got a rental car, and it had Sirius XM on it, and I was reintroduced to Stern. That was when but that other little dude, Eric the actor, had passed away last October, and I started listening to Stern for that month, and I was just like, wow, this shit is so funny, I used to listen to it all day, every day, religiously, and just reminded me memories way back when Stern and his gang used to make me laugh every single day. Stern, Quivers, Gary Bababooey, Fred Norris. I mean, Jackie's Gone. right? But the show's still funny. I think when I listened last October, Arnie was gone. Was his name Arnie? The fat guy, the comedian that filled in, that took over for Jackie. He left the show, but still, the show was still funny, man. And so the whole reason I'm doing this podcast is, because Stern, he influenced me, and hopefully I can do it justice. And before Stern goes off the air, I'd be lucky enough to be a guest on his show. That's one of my bucket list items in life. To meet Howard Stern, be on his show if I can. It'd be a cool thing. But that, anyway, enough gushing over Stern. I'm going to throw out a name out there, and I'll let you guys argue, debate, and digest, hot or not. I think she's hot. I think she's in the top 5 of my hot women list, and it's Keira Knightley. Ooh, man. Oh, she does it for me, man. Her face. I mean, yeah, she's got like a boy bod and whatnot, no boobs, no ass or whatnot. But dude, she is freaking sexy as hell. So I'm going to leave it at that. Keira Knightley. I'll let you guys, I'll let it marinate over my audience until the next podcast. And I'll go over the emails to see what kind of feedback I get on that. I lost money on the fucking Packers. They forgot how to play against the fucking Broncos. How do you lose to the Broncos and no arm Peyton Manning? Spaghetti on Peyton Manning. I mean, I guess the Denver's defense is legit. But, I mean, come on. You're Aaron Rodgers. You're league MVP. You're the 6-0 Packers, and you put on that type of display in Denver on Monday night? Man. And you made me lose money, God damn it. So now I have to redeem myself. Tonight we got, who do we got? We got someone. I don't know. Oh, but the college football playoff rankings, the first one of the season came out this past Tuesday. And I was surprised, much like 90% of the country. Clemson, number 1, shocker. And LSU, number 2, shocker. Alabama, number 3, shocker. Ohio State, number 4, not so much as a shock, but pleasant surprise. Because that just says, Ohio State really, excuse me, I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Ohio State really has to battle and keep its playoff spot if it's going to survive for the next month or so. With that said, Clemson, are they deserving of the number 1 ranking? I don't know. I mean, if the committee, their justification was strength of schedule, who the fuck has Clemson played? All right. At the same time, Alabama lined up 2 patsies, 2 cupcakes on their schedule. And come on, I don't think Clemson's gonna. I mean, I think there's some ACC bias, much like last year with the Florida State. Come on, man. I don't think Clemson's going to survive that long. I think when they play Florida State, I think it's this week, it might be next week, next Saturday, that Clemson plays Florida State. Florida State's going to look to bust them off their pedestal. That's a game Florida State's already marked on their calendar. I think they had marked a while back. But it's going to be a great game. But also this weekend, one of the top 4 teams is going to get knocked out of playoff contention. Because we have Alabama and we have LSU playing. I want to say they're playing in Baton Rouge, but it could be Tuscaloosa. I really don't care. It's a night game. It's an SEC game. I'm going to have my popcorn ready. I'm going to be watching every second of it. I'm probably going to be rooting for LSU because that'll give my beloved Florida Gators a little bit of a boost. Because right now Florida only lost 1 game and it's to LSU, and so if Alabama loses and they have 2 losses for the year, they'll be Dunsky for the season. No chance for Alabama being in the playoffs, and good riddance. One team I don't want in the playoffs again is Alabama. So I'll be rooting for LSU. Michigan, Ohio State. I think they play Nebraska. I think. And Clemson, I don't know who they play. They might play another cupcake. But strength of schedule,